All right, all right, all right. Can you hear me? Check, check.
Yo, what's happening?
Nelly, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How about yourself?
I'm all good, man. Hey, so I was about to shoot into this introduction. I was like, you know what? I really don't know any way to introduce Nelly in a way that really people already don't know what you've done. But, I guess we'll keep it cliche anyways. Multi-platinum selling, Grammy Award winning. What we got? Actor. We can add dancer to it now, Dancing with the Stars. What business mogul, entertainer, philanthropist, you name it, you pretty much done it, man. Thanks for joining us, Nelly.
No, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you.
Yo, so, talking to entertainers over the years, a lot of what they tell me, this is like a common theme because, we're celebrating 20 years of country grammar at the end of 2020, which I'm like, man, is the album really been out that long? But it's really stood the test of time, that album, and how it's just bounced around generations and generations. Some entertainers say, when you're in the middle of the career, when you're in the thick of it, you don't really have time to really just roll with it and appreciate it. It's not until years later that you just are grateful that people just remember you for something. And now we're seeing generations opening up to the catalog. We got TikTok with the Busted Challenge with Erica Banks. We got Hot Here being sampled. It's being used in Flamin' Hot Lay's commercials now. Budweiser got you on a beer can. What does that mean to you as an artist?
Facts, man. I mean, first of all, you're just very thankful. You know what I
Right.
mean? And you hope, like you said, everything that I highlight and I stamp everything that you just said that other artists have said because, you don't really trip off of it while you're going through it. It's not till at a certain moment in time that you look back and you say, wow, I was fortunate enough to accomplish a lot of things. But anytime you as an artist get a chance to create music in a certain genre and it continues to give people the same feeling 20 years later,
Yeah.
years later, like that's all you can wish for. That's what you hope for. That's what you go into the studio for, to hopefully create something that can withstand the test of time. That's what art is. That it doesn't matter if you're a painter. It doesn't matter if you're a dancer. You know what I mean? If you can create something or perform something that can give people the same feeling late years later as it did when you first did it, then that's the accomplishment in itself. So yeah, I mean it's a double-edged sword, man, because you feel great about it, but then you kind of like, damn, makes you feel kind of old in a sense of it's just like, yeah, I remember that, but it also does it also allows people to understand you a little more and also tap in to what you put into your career, because I'm a firm believer that you get out of it what you put in it.
What you put in.
So if you half-ass your career, you're going to get half-ass results. You know what I mean? And that's what I think a lot of people have done, is they've half-assed their career and not maximized it and pushed it to the T. They've done more celebrating than they did working.
Right.
And, you never want to get caught up in that. And I think I just continue to work and, just be thankful that I'm still here to work.
Right. So talking about the endorsements that you've done over the years, the endorsements you got going on now. So I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. If you got, I'm gonna make it real quick. So I got a pair of all white ones right here, right now. So let me tell you a story real quick. So I'm a teenager. First job I ever had at a shoe store, and at the time, Air Force One sold out everywhere. It didn't matter what, high tops, low tops, all whites, is sold out. So at the time, you got Air Force Ones out. And they had to send out a company email to every single store saying, because we were sold out and people were coming in, they were getting mad. And I always think about your music and the hooks and Air Force Ones, and that song immediately put in people's heads, I got to get a pair of all whites. So people were coming into our store and getting mad at us because the song would be playing on our speakers, but we were sold out. So they had to send out a company email saying, look, if y'all got CDs with Air Force Ones on it and you're sold out, do not play that song. Because everybody was getting mad because nobody could get a pair. So we got you in the St. Lunatics to be thankful for being mad at us in that shoe store over that song, man. That's just another, again, just a part of the catalog. The EP, you got an EP, country EP, going to be dropping this summer. We'll touch on that real quick. Just want to talk to you about Quarantine real quick. How's that changed for you, the mindset and things that maybe you found yourself personally doing different since then? I mean, because you stayed active. We pretty much seen it as far as what's on Twitter, but behind the scenes, how have you stayed busy?
Trying to, man. You know, you trying to figure it out and try to maximize certain opportunities and see where you can get in and fit in. I think, again, excuse me, I think if it wasn't for quarantine, I wouldn't have been able to do the Dancing with the Stars. No way, because it was so time consuming. You know, because I mean, your boy couldn't dance, so I had to use all my rehearsal time to figure out what the hell I was doing.
Had they ever approached you in the past? Did they ever approach you in the past about doing that show?
Yeah, they did, and for almost like 10 years.
Oh, for real?
You know, and it was just one of those situations. It was like, nah. I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason.
Right.
Can you see me?
Yep.
I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. Okay. I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And that was one that presented itself at the right time. You know, it was something where, you know, I kind of blame it on COVID fever, where your man had this big mouth running around the house. Oh, I could do anything. I could do this. I could do that. And then the opportunity presented itself. And it was like, well, okay, big mouth, get on out here and let me see your moves. It was like, all right, cool. You know, but the first day I got there, I was like, holy smokes, man, what am I doing here? You know, so, but it worked itself out. I think for me with COVID, it was a chance to kind of, you know, figure out which way that the Nelly train was headed next, so to speak. You know, I mean, you can either take advantage of this time, or you can sit back and you can bitch and moan and complain about this time, or you can use this time as you know, as planning, as getting ready to maximize whatever it is that you're capable of doing in the next chapter of your life. And that's what was, you know, for me and my team, we were just trying to see and get ready. So obviously, like you said, we got the Heartland EP coming out, which I don't call it a country album. I call it country because, you know, I have so much respect for country artists, the life that they live, the music that they do. I know Nelly's not going to wake up and decide he wants to do a country album no more than, you know, Garth Brooks is going to wake up talking about he wants to do a hip hop album. You know,
so what I mean? I will say, growing up, and I still to this day, I got family in St. Louis, and especially East St. Louis. So there's always been a country vibe in that city, like certain parts of St. Louis, like it's like an Austin, Texas of Midwest, if you will. Like if I can, like, so it's not like you just woke up one day and just said, I'm going to do this. You've been collabing with country artists for a long time. So I know growing up, there was obviously country influences. Like, what was your first remembrance of really taking a hold of country and that whole lifestyle and the format and all?
Well, when I first had the idea of 2004 of wanting to do something that was kind of, you know, crossing the boundaries, my label had a heart attack. You know, they thought I was trying to ruin my career. They didn't understand why I was trying to take this route. But I was in a notion of, I'm trying to do as much and as much different stuff as possible. To my fans is rolling with me. You know, when your fans are rolling with you, you're trying to see exactly how much, where all they're allowing you to go. You know
how far you can take it.
Exactly. And if you look at the history of my songs, none of my songs sound alike. No. Like Country Grammar don't sound like EI don't sound like Ride With Me, so on and so on. And then you move on to different albums. And Nellyville doesn't sound anything like Country Grammar.
No, it sure don't.
Sweatsuit doesn't sound anything like Nellyville. So I was fortunate enough that my fans allowed me to be musically free. So once I had that idea, then I was able to get the blessings of one of the biggest country artists of all time, you know, a GOAT in the music, my man Tim McGraw. Right. He agreed to come on board and say, yo, I'm gonna shoot with you, champ. You know what I mean? And we came up with something that was, you know, really, really dope. And people accepted it. And when that happened, I was just like, wow, because it wasn't a country song. It was still a Nelly song, but it was country influenced. And I was just like, that's it. I'm going to do a Nelly record, a Nelly album, or a Nelly EP that's country influenced.
Right.
You know, because I would go to my shows and I would have a large number of fans that would be country-based fans, but they're at the Nelly show.
Right.
Or I would go to certain cities where hip-hop traditionally didn't do well. They're usually country towns, but all of a sudden Nelly's pulled 15,000 people into what would normally be a country theater, pulled them in there for a hip-hop concert.
Right.
And when I was just like, wow, this would be very, very interesting. And, you know, I thought it would be something dope to tap into.
Now, Columbia, you've been with them for the last couple of years. The Heartland EP, was that something that you have been wanting to do, or did Columbia kind of help you with
all my idea?
Okay.
Actually, something that I wanted to do back when I was still with Universal, but nobody's listening to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know,
well, a little bit right now with Florida's Georgia Line. That is #1, if I'm not mistaken, on the iTunes country chart. So congratulations on that. And when I think about you and FGL, man, that's one of the true bromance stories of music right now, because you guys had already collabed together. And this time, who reached out to who and said, man, let's do it again?
Well, I was actually working down in Nashville, working on the EP, and working with several different other producers and writers and a bunch of people down there, which is really, really dope. And I was, while I was down there, you know, we got on the phone and was like, yo, you know, are you guys busy? And they have a dope facility over there called Tree Vibes. And, you know, I went over there, they got several different production rooms and studio rooms and things. And me and Tyler and the boys and all that, we got in one room and, you know, we came up with a little bit. We came up with this joint and, you know, we kind of stacked it up, and we always have good chemistry. We always have good chemistry, man. And this was one of those moments. So,
yeah. Real quick before you go, Nelly. So one of my best friends, she's a huge fan of yours. She like freaked out when she found out over the weekend I was going to chat with you. And she was like, you have to ask him. You have to. I was like, all right, cool. She loved you, Ali, Murphy Lee, St. Lunatics. She wants to know if there's ever a chance that we'll see a St. Lunatics reunion.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's situations to where, you know, I grew up with these brothers. I came up in this business with brothers, and regardless of situations, you never want to say never, because you do have a foundation. And as long as you have a foundation, anybody, that's always a possibility, because you have things like all of us. I don't know if it'll ever probably be all of us again, but probably stepping on stage with majority, that's always, you know what I mean? Like, that's all.
Cool. She'll be happy to know at least the door is still always open for that. Real quick, Nelly, go ahead, shout out your social media handles and everything so everybody knows how to get in touch with you and reach you.
Nelly across the board, man. If you want to look at it.
Speaks for itself, right?
Now, yeah, check for Nelly on any social media sites, man. I want to thank everybody for their love and their support. I want to thank y'all already for helping Lil Bit take off the way that you're helping it take off, and keep pushing it. And be on the lookout for the Heartland EP coming, you know, this summer, man. And hopefully when everything break, I get a chance to be right in front of you myself.
Cool, man. Nelly, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you, my brother. Take it easy, Jayson.
Yep. See you.
Peace.